again, this is just waste paper. And then this was what was left in my palette. And, you know, you can use different things. I've collected some old trays. People use paper plates and they save it. I try to get as much as I can up. People use dishes, and if I found an enamel tray, I'd probably use that too. But I have different ones of these. This was from a thrift store, $1.71. But they have them, you know, at the Dollar Tree. I have some of those. So also I've seen people like saving the tops off things, the lids, and then you can make a special color on that. And then for mark making, bubble wrap. I'll show you my bubble wrap one. I tend not to use that as much because I feel like it's fussy. So these, I was just down in my laundry, and these I was recycling the stuff. So I kept them, right? And they made good marks. And then this little thing was from my cat's Feel Away, but look at that. It has its own little handle. So you know what? You can go down a rabbit hole with this. Trust me, and I have. So, and then this is just a catalyst maker. And you know, it was not as easy to use. I got to read up on it a little bit. I was having a hard time consistently. But that's what you do. You play. It's like a little bit at an angle. And this was more challenging too. I need to do thicker paint on it. And this was just something, when we get some books at work, this is in between stuff, and you just take the top off. But you don't know. Y'all, just peeling apart of the, on the cardboard, and you have that yummy stuff inside. I should do one of those. But that's just some of the, you know, many thousands of mark making things I have. But again, I just was cleaning brushes, doing like, just swirling around, right? So now I can put color on it. I can do my jelly plate. I could do black marks on it. So whatever it is that speaks to you, right? Again, and this is an old, different architectural components and stuff. So that's kind of fun. I like having a background already. Again, for my crossword stuff. I didn't necessarily want all that showing. I wanted some of it showing. So just some stripes. This is an old children's book. It's nice. It fell apart. And a lot of the pages, I don't like the stories. But just takes the paint really well. And then this one I will keep for a book page, right? That will go in a journal because I like it and the creaminess of the paper. And these were just little scraps, right? So I'm thinking book pages on those. This I love. This I had just had, this was coffee stained, and then I just took the blue and did stripes, and then yeah, how cool is that? So that would be more than likely a book page. Again, just some thinner paper from like a paperback. And this kind of stuff, I gotta make some journals. Y'all have so much art to do. And this was like from a ledger book or something, and this was some of my new watercolor. It's pearlescence, kind of cheap. And this was just, if you can see, from the end page of a book, and just painted on it. This, I think, was watercolor. And like, this is all watercolor. Again, a paperback. Some paperbacks you have to be careful because you should do this test. So if it's for a page, otherwise some of them break. That's just mostly watercolor. Again, just scraps. Love it. Just another scrap of something. This is one of my favorite colors, y'all. Love it. Can't see, but it's green ledger paper. Right? I love those. And again, just some yellow, green, and then just some drawing through it. The acrylic can dry really fast, so. And this, again, this was a doily. This was from before, and I just added some blue paint and that on it. The doilies make the best stencils. We'll be doing some of that. And I'll take you with me on that. I was just, I don't know, yesterday I went in the zone. Look at that, just a little bit of mark making. And this is something I had done before. I had a picture of Calder. I had a book of Calder's I was going through, and he had some of his just mark making. So I did some of that, and then I just went, you know, and added a bunch, and then added some blue paint yesterday. This is one of those books again. So I did I just playing with colors if I liked them or not. This was these tempura sticks. Again, that old, I love thrifting for old papers, y'all. I need some old onion skin papers is what I'm, you know, but I'm not going to thrift stores. I'd rather do art. And the funny thing is, I'm like, am I trying to make these perfect? Like, stop it. Like, then if I catch myself, I use my non-dominant hand. And this is just with like credit cards. like old credit cards or old library cards or whatever you get, gift cards. They make really good marks. So you probably have tons of stuff right now to make marks with. So again, some paper. Love my dots. You know, I was trying to do things besides dots. But again, deli paper, some dots. And this, whatever I was using was really wet. But you know what? It's all good. Cleaning off brushes, right? This just a piece of scrap paper from work, and I put some of the raw sienna on it, and then this green, doing some big circles. And yeah, again, Sears and Roebuck catalog. It's the duplicate of the one in the turn of the century, but this one was from like the 70s. Again, and this can be your first stage. Deli paper with the larger stuff. This is with this. So I cut it down to be more manageable, and it's so messy. You literally have no control over this, like how it prints. It's light and dark. I went around, you know, a little bit, but how fun is that? I want to do more of that. I wanted some black and white, some black and neutral. So just again with the dry as the brush could be. Sometimes it had more paint on it. And this is like old, you know, school paper where kids learn to write cursive, but I don't think they do that anymore. But look at that. Again, an old page about lost New York, right? Just some random lines. This is fun. Again, that's this sequence waist punchinella. That's worth hunting down. It's not that expensive. And I used thick paint on this so you can, there's a texture. We're going to do some plaster, but molding paste and stuff like that, but really thick paint, white paint, because my white paint is like cottage cheesy when it comes out. So yeah, so it works for that. I need, again, just bold lines, little random non-square squares, right? And then it picked up, I pulled paint from a page. Again, just a piece of scrap paper. I painted orange, and then I put some of the purple on it. Some yellow and black. Again, this is from a cookbook. It says meat and poultry. So again, just pulling off paint. I've done the yellow. This is this set of old envelopes, or not old, but you can make, you know, airmail from them. So I did some hot pink, and then just, this was from this random thing, and I think I just needed to do extra thicker paint, but yeah, it gives it a texture. You're not looking to know what it is you use. Old calendar again. So this was cool. So when it was wet, I used this thing. It's a silicone brush. I would recommend this thing. What I like about it is different than a card, is like you have a little bit more. So I just went like that, right, when the paint was wet. Also, when you have paint on one page and you want to pull it and you do it and you do this on the back, you can actually scribble and make marks on it that way. Also, brayer is helpful. I have them in like 3 sizes. But yeah, all laying paint, which is what we'll do on the jelly plate. But also putting 2 pieces together to pull off. Okay, and we still have some of that. I had old crossword puzzle books, and I'm done, and I got to go find. That's something to thrift for, because I don't like the new ones. I like when, like, oh my God, nobody's going to know who this person is. So this has a little gold on the background, just some black marks. And this was a book, someone gave me like a coloring book they had. So again, you already start with something behind it, and I put some gold, and I'll add to it and I'll obscure some of it and have some of it show. I have a whole bunch of those. And then just, you know, this was a book of Jackie Kennedy's favorite poems. So some I kept. Well, this I shouldn't have. This has got, so this I might use this, and it's Emily Dickinson, but sometimes I get wild and just start pulling. Again, just marks. I love these things. If you see an old Sears and Roebuck or that kind of thing, again, just loose white circles, little Halloween vibe. And so some of the paint, I'll have to show you some of my paint. So here we go. So anyway, again, love this, just random, these kind of things. So large marks, just random. Love this. This is one of those bottles I had. And, you know, the different sizes. This was just Pool and Paint. Again, one of my Calder things. I added color to it. Again, this is just something I had. So, like this. This is another dessert page from a cookbook. Added some gold. And the same with this. So, let me show you a little bit. Y'all think that's enough? And then, of course, this can be cut up and used. Or I could keep going on it. But, uh-oh. You guys, yeah. Hear that pop some of my... But there's always that again, right? So, I have a lot of paint that I had from before. So, I'm really not rushing out to buy new paint, right? But, like, this white is just Liquitex. It's just cottage cheesy, and that's fine. I can use it for something, but I need a smooth version of that. And these are just things I had for a while. Some of them come out better. So this is a good like student grade, you know. If you had all the money in the world, you'd want the best, right? But for playing and learning, then you're more free, I think. So a bunch of these colors. This is the one I really... Red Oxide. I don't usually am not drawn to stuff like this, but I'm trying to use my color palette. But like this is an old Blick one. And this was dry, y'all. So I put water in it so we can, you know, it's okay because it'll give me some texture and stuff. So I'll use that with a stencil. And then let's see here. These are from the Dollar Tree. I have a few colors of that. Actually, I bought them for my friend for a library program, and it was the wrong kind. I thought, I'm just going to keep it. But they come on, they're like a glaze on those. So that's kind of cool. And then I'm digging this gold, right? I'm not usually like a gold person. But, and I have a bunch of these kind of things. This one, I don't know. It showed up in my car. Not kidding. I have no clue. I don't know. I must have bought it from Walmart or something. Anyway, I have tons of these old ones. So I'm just going to go through them and use them up for this kind of thing exactly. Or even working in my sketchbook, right? And then if you want to, you know, I have some goldens and some nicer stuff. Then that could be like your final touches, right? But yeah, this paint. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on. But yeah, so, you know, the library has so many cool books, right? So much inspiration. Of course, I wait to the last minute. And then she has projects at the end, not necessarily my taste, but, you know, she does have projects that you can work on, step-by-step guides. So you paint canvas and then make a book cover out of it. But I have a lot of these stamping. I have a lot of these foam stamps. So I can only get out so much, right? But this is really cool. I have this. This is like a car thing from a kid's toy, a car wheel. This is like an egg thing. Isn't that cool? So there's all kinds of marks to be made everywhere. And then the other thing is you can create your own, get some foam, cut out and tape it. So there's many, many ideas here. But I'm returning it. I can always get it again. So our next step is jelly plating, right? I'm going to do some jelly plate. So you get this jelly and you just go like crazy. So one of the things is like, as the paints are drying and papers are flying and yeah, it's a scene. So I'm probably not going to do that till Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to devote the day to that. And then I'm still going to go through some of these and make marks. But y'all, and this doesn't count for what I already have, y'all. Yummy. I want to go find some of my coffee stain paper already and then incorporate that. So yeah, and honestly, just sitting and making dots like this is very meditative. You know, this was coffee stain paper, right? So it's just like pre-doing things. So I think I need a little bit more of darker. I need some darker blues for this one project I'm working on. But yeah, but a lot of the classes are like, you know, pick warm or pick this. So I can start with, you know, this is a cool color and then get darker colors to go on it. So I just have like the starting stuff, right? But yeah, but I want to do, this is going to be so cool in a book. I have some journals like in process, old book covers to make journals out of. So I want to work on that. Y'all, I got a lot to do. I got classes. I got decluttering. I'm kind of in the middle of my laundry now. Or I just started. I shouldn't say that. I just started it. but I would like to have that done by this time next week and just have it done, right? I ended up postponing my pickup from the vets because I just yesterday, by the time I was like in a stupor. I did make myself get up, walk around, have water, that kind of thing. I did do that, but I could not pull myself away to do like things. So that is what it is, right? But this I won't have time. I could do some mark making, but I will not have time. And then this thing I got from Temu, and this I thought, so it's collapsible, right? But I look at this, I'm putting all my rags and stuff I need in here so I can grab one and I know where they're at and they're not all over the table. Well, there may be a few right now. And I got, so I'm gonna work on 25 more drawings. I think we're not quite to 50 yet. And then at the 50 mark, I'm gonna try to keep up and do one a day for the 100 project. And you see, I did a thing yesterday. I did a reel and a short on it. So my friend Beverly, she's like, oh my God, those were great. They're so you. Your humor comes through. So that's good. It should be just about you. So even making marks, sometimes I get in my head. I'm like, oh, that person's smart. Well, you know what? Sometimes I just call them blobs, right? I'm just making blobs and then I don't. I tend to have my circles, blobs in a line. So I'm trying to work on that. I don't know why that is. But yeah, I mean, you literally, two people could sit together, look at the marks and literally make them differently, which is the whole point, right? You're bringing your own energy and your own eye. Like I have a wonky eye. I think the eye doctor told me. So that probably, I feel like, has changed my perspective. It's different than, you know, if I didn't have a wonky eye. But okay, y'all. Yeah. Lots of stuff here. Lots of energy, and somehow I've got to, you know, get this. Well, this is a big process, right? This is a lot. And when you're drawing or you're just really working on collage, you can grab some elements. You know, paint is different. But in my studio, I have a table that's for painting. And then I'm going to have, I want this round thing. I love it. So I'm going to put that on another table I have for sewing and put sewing in my library, right? And then I have my desk, which is just always a hodgepodge, which is a good place to collage and that kind of thing. So I'm going to work on that, but yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. A little bit of color, a lot of yumminess for me. I know some people are like, huh, what? But y'all, you can go to the Dollar Tree. You just start saving your junk mail, your envelopes. Go to old stuff that you have laying around, old crossword books or search word books, old coloring books that might be left over from your kids, and you go get yourself some cheap paint at the Dollar Tree. Sometimes like for $3 or $5, they have a bigger like watercolor thing. You know, get white, get black. If they have a metallic, get that. And then, you know, if you just get your red, yellow, and blue, you can make anything. And just paint. Make dots. It's the most therapeutic thing ever. I think if I were a therapist, I would have an art table and we would be painting dots while we were talking. I think that would be genius, but it's kind of like here. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, I've been uploading something from yesterday for 24 hours. So I might just give up on it because fighting the YouTube with that kind of stuff. I've tried all my tricks. Like if you upload a second one, that's supposed to help it, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, y'all, see you soon.